This is Robert Plank from membershipcube.com, and I wanted to give you a few first impressions of Wishlist Member, which is what we think is the best membership site software out there. It runs on WordPress, it runs as a plugin, it has a number of amazing new customizations, integrations in the brand new 3.0 version, so I figured I would show this to you. So our course for getting a handle on your membership sites is at membershipcube.com. That's membershipcube.com. And along with your access to this course and all of our training and plugins, you also get complimentary access to Wishlist Member. So if you're finding this video and you want the 3.0 version, right now they're in a beta program where you get an email, you click a link, you sign up for some other membership login area, and then once you're signed up there, it connects back to your good old Wishlist Member account, and we can see that we have access to the Wishlist Member 3.0 beta license. And we're going to click on this download link and download the plugin to our local computer so that we can install it as a WordPress plugin. And let me give you a quick boot camp when it comes to membership sites just to get you caught up. We install this on WordPress, and in order to do that, we go to our website's cPanel area and find the WordPress icon. And I'm about to do it all for you. I'm about to set up WordPress completely from scratch. And once we're there, the most important step is to log in to your WordPress backend at yourwebsite.com/WP-ADMIN. So if you've ever used WordPress or you've ever watched WordPress videos, you know that going to your website /WP-admin is the way to get into your WordPress's backend area. And once we're there, we'll go to plugins, add new, and install that Wishlist Member plugin that we were given, and also probably add our licensing information, I assume, but this is my first time using the new version. And so we install WordPress, we add the Wishlist Member plugin, and once that's done, then we need to first protect some content. So we'll create a page that we'll use as our logged in web page. Then we'll create a level called full, and this will be the access someone has, say when they buy from us, now they have access to this level. And then we'll add a test member. That way we can see what that member can view, can access when they're a member of our site. And that takes care of the protecting portion, but then we need to make things a little easy to navigate, and we'll try logging in and logging out, and we'll also try creating the logged out page, the public page, the sales letter. And I might screw up a little bit because, as we said, this is our first time trying out the brand new Wishlist Member 3.0 version, and it looks like, just from the demo videos, is it has a lot of interesting ways to drill down into your settings and your members, and it has pop-ups, and it just looks a lot easier to navigate. And we're starting off with a brand new website. This is membershipnewbie.com, and I'm assuming that you might have a test web hosting account, domain folder, just a place to sometimes play around with new things. So Membership Newbie is my playground, so to speak, and we will install WordPress, and we'll install Wishlist Member here. So the way to install WordPress is go to your website /cpanel, and we'll log in, and when we log in, we'll look for an icon that says WordPress. We use our password manager here and log in, and your interface might look different, but you're looking for something that says build a new WordPress site. It might say just WordPress, it might say Fantastico or Simple Scripts or software, but it should say something like WordPress. Click on build a new WordPress site, then select domain for installation. We'll just put it right here on membershipnewbie.com. If I wanted to put it on membershipnewbie.com/members, I could, but let's just put it on the .com level of our site. Click next, then enter the name of our blog, enter a username, and fill in our details. So we just need to answer these 5 quick things, and we can always change them later, but this gets a WordPress website installed for us. Give it a few seconds and it'll be done really quickly. All done. We'll copy our password to log in, click on login, and this takes us to membership newbie /WP-ADMIN. I'll enter in my password and everything. Now we're logged in, and the first thing I like to do before doing anything else is just clear out all the plugins, clear out all of that stuff, because depending on your web host, especially Bluehost and HostGator, they really load you up with a lot of plugins. Let me update my password here while I'm at it so I can get back in. Okay, so we'll go to our plugins. There's all this stuff. I just select all, deactivate, because we don't need Hello Dolly, you don't need Jetpack, and just deletes all those plugins. So now we're just completely starting from scratch, just our WordPress blog. Visit the site, and I also will change my theme to something that looks normal, like 2016. And here's how our site looks. Just a simple blog just like that. And we said after installing WordPress, you want to install Wishlist Member. So we'll go to our backend again, go to Plugins, Add New, Upload Plugin, choose File, and then find the Wishlist Member zip file. Click Install Now. I hope it's okay if I'm zooming along, going quickly here, want to fit it all into one video. So we've installed WordPress, we've added Wishlist Member, click on Activate Plugin, and I'm assuming at this point that it will ask for our licensing information. And it should add, okay, it added this Wishlist Member navigation on the sidebar. It used to be down at the bottom, but it looks like now they have it at the top, very prominent in this new version. And it asks us for our license key. Now the place to find that is you go to wishlistmember.com, and then at the top, support customer login, my downloads, and this is where I downloaded Wishlist Member, and I'm going to click this to show my license key and paste it in. So in the other window, I'll click to show my license key, and I've highlighted it, I right click and copy, and then I will paste it right in here, and then I'll click Activate License. So let me drag it in. So I'm going to paste it right in here and click on this blue Activate License button. So let me drag this out of the way, paste my license key in here, and congratulations, your license was successfully activated. So they have a setup wizard, but I don't normally use that, but I'll check it out and see what the setup wizard has to tell us. So now we said that we were going to add a level called full. That way we just have a level created, so I'll have it full. And I like this. So is it ongoing? Is it fixed term, which means that it's a payment plan, or is it expire on a specific date? And then I want to give them access to all posts and pages. Sure, all categories too, but not comments. So click on next. And now when members register for this level, we'll say, don't make them confirm anything, don't require terms and conditions. Actually, I'll do require terms and conditions because I find that kind of interesting. Let's see how that looks. Click on next. Automatically protect new pages and posts, yes. And then only show content for each membership level, yes. And what that means is if a page or a post is on the full level, someone needs to be on the full level to view that. So yes, we'll say check both of these things. And then messages will be sent from me. So I'm liking this so far. It makes sure to take us by all the rounds. Select payment provider. I'll use PayPal for my test payments, and let's see what we have. So all the usual stuff, right? ClickBank, PayBlue, Samcart, Stripe, UltraCart. So we'll use PayPal checkout. And then email provider, we'll use Aweber. Interesting. All right. So now we've saved it, and now the a few things are set up, but we still need to do some things like finalize the PayPal stuff, but let's see what we're dealing with. So here's the list of members, and if I were to add, let's see, there's this plus sign. So here's how we can add new members, and let me see what happens when I add myself. So I'll edit my own user. And this looks to be about the same with the full checkbox, address information, login limit. So now I've added myself to Wishlist members. So now I can move level. And so this is what I'm talking about, how the new wish list is a lot better as far as you can pop up and just edit that one thing. I'm just editing Robert Plank just on the full level, and I can move myself to other levels and see. So now we can, this is really cool. So now we can do a lot of the administration we would normally do without having to go over to that user's profile page and come back. Now it just pops up and it does it right here on the page. I like that a lot, how we can add levels, we can check out their address information, we can adjust what levels they're on. So I like all of this. Change their role, send password, reset link, and this is just, that's great. I mean, if you've ever used membership software, WordPress, Wishlist Member especially, then you might have been a little bit frustrated with editing someone's user and coming back, and now you're just right there on the page. So here's, let me look at these screens here. So we had dashboard, which looks better, but is more or less the same setup as Wishlist before. We have setup, which now gives us things that are a little more consolidated, right? Where we can change our levels. What happened there? All right, and create new levels. I don't personally use pay per post a lot. You can edit your integrations with your payment providers, your email providers, and if we were to get Aweber configured, do you have any other Wishlist member sites connected? No. Paste your existing Aweber API authorization key. All right. So once we're done checking out the tabs, we'll get back to what we're going to set up, I promise. But we'll sign into Aweber. And I think, I don't even know which is our account. Guess we'll try some of our Aweber accounts. So that gets us in. And then it wants us to paste in our Aweber authorization key. Connect to Aweber. All right, so usually with this kind of thing, you go to My Account. So I'm going to go in the other window here and go to My Accounts and try to find that API authorization key. Integrations. If I type Wishlist Member. Just trying to find that Aweber API authorization key. I assumed it would be for our whole accounts. Okay, so there's a little bit of weirdness where it doesn't matter if I click yes or no, but if I click it twice, then it has a button instead of a thing to paste. So I'm assuming if I click no and I get it to connect Wishlist Member, that's the way to go. So click on no, connect Wishlist Member to Aweber, and then here is where we log in. Allow access, and now we're back. Now, now we are on Aweber, and then now what that lets us do is we can go over to this mailing list tab, and then if someone's on the full level, we can see that we can add them to, so someone will be on, so if we can add them to this list, and then say they cancel or they move somewhere else, we can unsubscribe them or do something else. We'll just say do nothing. So that's interesting, how we can just one click into Aweber and get that figured out. And the other thing I'm curious about is payment providers. So here we have PayPal checkout. And I have to admit that I'm used to the old school way of PayPal. So now it looks like we create a product that gives us access to a level. So anyway, that's where we would go to get our payment and our list figured out. And it looks like it has other services, like if you want to have a new member register for a webinar, or my favorite here is Zapier, because Zapier allows you to connect to basically anything. So if you have a CRM system, if you have a fulfillment system, a postcard system, you can make it where when somebody registers, then it will send something over to any other system that you have. But that's way too advanced. We'll leave that out for now. So there's setup. Now there's members where we can move and set up the upgrade. Administration, which I assume is, so some of the old settings, so things like backups, site migration, export, email broadcasts, and then content protection is where you would set what's visible or not. And with Wishlist, you can even protect folders and files, but that's only the advanced stuff. Usually, you're just going to protect posts or even pages. And then advanced options, that's just for everything else. Error pages, redirects, how strong passwords are. So a lot of the geeky stuff. So hopefully most of the things you won't need to jump into unless you are getting into registration forms and things like that. All right, so looks like for the most part, we're going to be using maybe setup once, but then most of our work will be in the members tab. Okay, so let's figure out what we're gonna do. We installed WordPress, we installed the new Wishlist Member 3.0, and now we're going to create a page called Dashboard. We'll protect it, we'll add it to the full level, and then we'll create a test member to see if we did the job right. Let's get to this. We will go Pages, Add New. And we'll say Dashboard. And then here's where my membership content will live. Paste in a YouTube video or paste in something like that. Create a table and create module 1, module 2, links to that sort of stuff. We'll create the dashboard page. We'll say that it's protected, and then the full level gives us access to everything, so that will do the job for us. So now that we've applied those settings, all we have to do is publish. And if you're like me and you have this weird thing for your page address, go to Settings, Permalinks, and then set it to post name, save changes. And now when we visit our site, we can see that when we go to membership newbie / dashboard, now here's where our membership content is. And so what we want to do is make it where when someone's logged in, they see that page. When they're logged out, they see our public page or our sales letter. So I'll create another page. I'll say Pages, Add New. And we'll say Sales Letter. And then here is why you should buy access into my membership site. And for this one, we'll say this is unprotected. Then publish that. And then we can say general reading that your home page is the sales letter. And I'm hoping there's a way in Wishlist to make it where when we're logged in, we see that dashboard page. But let's see. Access to everything. Simple registration URL. So custom after login redirect will be to the page, dashboard page. So when someone logs in, they'll be sent there. And then custom after registration redirect, we will also set to that dashboard page. So far, so good. So we're back on our levels. Now we have this full level and we have one person on it, which is us. But the problem is we're an administrator. We can pretty much see everything on the site. This doesn't give us a good test of what a regular member of our site would see. So we'll click on this plus icon, and then I'll say this will be test member. And we'll make this test member in our full level, and we'll call this person Robert Test, and we'll put a password. Oops, guess we'll generate a password for this person. I'll just put something simple. So we'll add this member. And by the way, a great plugin to test out how things look for your members is called WP Masquerade, or I just set a simple password for this one. But make sure, don't set a simple password for a user that is an administrator that can do things to your site. But it's okay to set a simple password for just a quick user test account. And we want to see what this user sees, this Robert Test user. So we'll click on these three dots at the top of our browser, go to New Incognito Window, go to membershipnewbie.com and see what we see. So here's this sales letter, and we lucked out because there's a login link, but normally there'd be no way to log in. So let's minimize that spy thing, and let's add a way for this person to log in. So we'll go Appearance, Widgets, and then I guess we can have all this stuff, but any of it can go. We can delete whatever. I'll just delete it all, so that way it's very simple what we're doing. So I'll delete all the stuff on the sidebar. And then we're looking for Wishlist Member. So we'll add this widget to the sidebar, Wishlist Member, and then we'll just see what this gives us. So we'll minimize this and go back to our test, so refresh. And this gives us the login form. And you can click on register, but it looks like register doesn't do anything. So we'll hide these links. Save that. Now we go back here. Now we can see that there's a way in the sidebar to log in. And we'll say Robert Test. Now we're logged in, but we're still on the sales letter. We can't see the dashboard page. So we need to add a little navigation and maybe see why it's not redirecting us, because I know I set for the full level, and then that's interesting. So when I go to wish list and I go to the full level, but this shows me the members, it doesn't actually edit the full level. That's okay though. Let me see if there's a way to navigate to editing that level. Looks like there is not. Can jump into a member, but editing their level, we would have to go to setup, levels, and then full. Okay. So we're editing full, and after registration, after login, dashboard. So then one other thing that I normally check is in the settings, there's usually a checkbox to override the redirects. Registration settings. Ooh, and while we're at it, I want to see what the registration form looks like. So disable the admin bar for you. Yeah, allow wishlist to handle login redirect. Maybe that's just because since this is set as the home page, that's just how it is. Interesting. Or we'll try it again with my caching off. So we'll try, oh, cache level is off. So there's the sales letter, and I guess we'll just add, we'll create a menu here. So we'll click on customize. And then we'll say menus, create new menu, main menu, make it primary, next, add items, and we'll add a link to that dashboard, and then we'll add a link to log out. So we'll say custom links, and I believe that is WP login PHP action log out. Action log out. Add to menu. Publish. And now we have the dashboard and log out page. Not sure, again, why it doesn't redirect us, but we can try this again. We can refresh. And we can at least navigate to this dashboard page and then log out and then log back in again. Yeah, still at the sales letter, but at least we can get to this dashboard page here. And we can at least somewhat navigate the site, right? Where we log out, it dumps us back on the sales letter, and then the navigation for those things is not visible, but then now we're logged back in and we can use all this. So one other thing I want to check out is these new registration forms. So something you want to do sometimes with Wishlist Member is either sign members up manually or give members the ability to sign themselves up. So maybe you have some existing customers, you're teaching a class and you sold the seats first, now it's time to set up a members area, or even to have a free level. What you do is, well, first find that list of levels. So set up levels, and we're looking for the registration link. So member registration options and enable simple registration URL. So we have this big long thing, but what we can do is change this end part. So I guess we'll leave it as is, but basically this, if you give someone this link, they can sign themselves up for this level. And what we'll do is go to the top again, new incognito window, paste and go. So now create account or existing account. I like this a lot better than the old way. So now it's one or the other, and either log in or create something new. So we can say Robert test 2. terms and conditions, which we enabled earlier. And now please wait while we process your submission. Thanks for joining our full membership. And then from there, we can go to that dashboard page. So again, I'm not sure why it didn't redirect me to that dashboard page, even though I set it in the settings, but still, now we have a member. And then as the administrator, we can go and check out our members and see that we have, so I can remove myself from the full level. So trash that. And then if we want to do multiple, we can check these boxes and change that up. And so one thing that took me a little while to figure out with Wishlist, but I love it now, is that there's a difference between adding someone to a level, right? So we see that these two members are in the full level, and then you could remove someone from a level, which we did with Robert Plank here, where ooh, I like that. You can just add them right in. So you can remove them and it's as if they never existed, but there's a little bit of a middle ground, which is called canceling someone from a level, which means that they were on, but then canceled. And this is good so you can see if someone refunded or stopped paying your recurring payment. So we can say with the full level, there's remove, there's cancel, or there's move. So we can just click on cancel. It's a little satisfying, right? Or you can schedule when their membership runs out. So I like that a lot, because let's say that you get a notification that someone canceled their access, and for maybe you're just handling this by yourself for the moment. You can say, leave them on for the rest of the month, but on the 1st of next month, that's when they'll lose their access. So cancel their level, and let's see how that looks. So I like that. To be canceled on April 1st, and we can even unschedule that. And then for Robert Test 2, let's say we wanted to cancel them now. So cancel, cancel. And this is great because the confirmation process there is a lot improved from before. And we can see right how it was when we canceled someone. And this person's still logged in. So we can pretend we're them. And we're sorry, but your membership has been canceled. Also cool, because in the past, it would just error out, give them a not found, and now it tells them that it's been canceled. And I assume that somewhere in here we can customize that message. So let's see. We have content protection, advanced options. There's all of our pages for logging in. Error pages. It's taking a minute here. So for some reason I can't load the error pages. That's okay. And what I wanted to check out here was something I always forget to check in Wishlist is redirect to existing member registration. So if someone fills in their details and they're already a member, then redirect them to add the new access to their account. And I do want to check out this Wishlist Member styled registration form because that looks interesting. So we went to advanced options, registrations, and then change to Wishlist Member registration form. And then we'll go back to setup. We'll close this other incognito. Level full. And then registrations, and then go to this URL. So go in an incognito window again, paste and go. All right, so almost the same thing, but now we have, it's more, instead of the tabs, there are the bullet points. But I like this how it just fits in with the theme here. So yeah, Wishlist Member seems to have a lot of little odds and ends built in. I liked, and somewhere I saw there was some kind of checkbox to hide the admin bar. Maybe that was under advanced options, miscellaneous. So I think saving that will move Wishlist Member down to the bottom like it used to be. That's interesting. Privileges, maybe. I'm not sure where that was though. There was something where you could hide this top black bar for your logged in members, and I was going to use that as an example. Here we go. Disable WordPress admin bar under logins. And so what that gives us is if we view our members, so Robert Test is not canceled. So Robert Test. And now there is not that black bar where they could go to other things in the menu. But we still have it enabled where they can edit their membership information, change their shipping address, change their email address, lots of cool things like that. And then if we didn't want to enable that, we could say I'm not sure anymore. Redirects. There we go. Members can update their user info. So that checkbox is under advanced options, global defaults, other. So here we can disable that, and then that's auto saved. And now when we go to that member that was logged in, now there's no link anymore to update their info. And even if there was, it would just kick us right back here to this part of the site. And so the last thing I want to show is the payment integration, mostly because I want to see how it works. So we're going to the front page of our site, the sales letter. We want to add let's try it two ways. Let's make it where, let's show you how the free access works, and I'll show you how the paid access works. So let's try this out. In order to do the free access, just go to Setup, Levels, Registrations, and then here we go. Here's this copy link. And I think there's even a way to have the registration form right there. So let's try this. So we'll go to Pages. We'll go to our sales letter. And here, what we could do here is just say register for your free access. We highlight this and make this font size large, center. Then click on this link icon, and then we can paste in that registration link right there. So register for your free access. And when we view that page, someone can just click on register for your access. I'm already logged in though, but then here's how they could register for the access to your membership site. I'm a new user, they enter this in, and then now they can get in. But I think if we edit the page, I think that there used to be a way, at least before Gutenberg. Okay, so we don't want the wishlist member page. So edit the sales letter. So instead of having this, we don't want register for your free access. There was a way to add a registration form right in here. Let's see if there's a Gutenberg block. So there's embeds, there's widgets. So I'm not seeing a wishlist member form in Gutenberg for now. And there's a short code, but we need to know what the short code is for that to work. So we'll remove that block. And all right, so I'm going to cheat a little bit here because I don't see a way to add a Gutenberg block for wishlist member. Nope, not seeing it. So we'll go to plugins, leave that page, add new, and then the classic editor plugin will disable Gutenberg for just a moment. Click activate. And actually, I think there might have been a way to disable it just for that page. I think we can go to pages. Maybe not. All right, so we'll turn that plugin back on for a second. Classic editor activate. Go to pages, edit that sales letter page. And then instead of linking, there's this wishlist member icon here. And for the merge codes, so we want short codes, registration forms, and create a registration form right there. So we click on insert short code. And now that this is in place, we can always turn Gutenberg back on. But to see how this works, you can view the page again. And then now, right here in the sales letter, the form's built right in here. So I'll show you two ways so far, right? Have the sales letter, link to the registration page, or go to the classic editor, wish list, short codes, and have the registration form there. And before we wrap up here, I want to show how to add a payment button, a PayPal button right in here. And I might be stumbling around a bit because, as I said at the beginning, this is me brand new with Wishlist Member 3.0. It's familiar, but also a little awkward. We'll go to Wishlist Member, and I'm looking for the integration for PayPal. So I think it is Setup Integrations. And so we have all these things like JVZoo, ClickBank, and we'll click on PayPal Checkout, and then configure, and then interesting. So we have our buttons, our PayPal API, and so we have a product name for $10 already created that gives us access to full. It'll be one-time payment for $10. And then I think we'll try embedding this without doing this configuration, because I think adding in the API makes it so that if someone cancels it cuts off their access. But let's see how this works just as is. So go to pages, go to that sales letter, and then click on the wishlist member here. So integrations, PayPal checkout integration. Select product, the one we created for $10 for the full access. Does that make any difference? All right. So we can play around to get the button the way we want it to. It creates that short code. Click on Update. View the page. All right, interesting. So that creates the button for us. We can just click on that. Wherever that pop-up went. PayPal disappeared on us. So maybe we do need to get that API stuff hooked up. So let's try that again. Or maybe, or because let's go back to Wishlist Member, Setup, Integrations, PayPal, Configure, and then click to get your live PayPal credentials, and you fill in, or you log it on PayPal, and it should take you to a screen. Okay, in the other window, it took me to a screen where I see this API username and password and signature, 3 things. So I'll copy those 3 things into the form and see if that makes a difference. So add the signature, click Save and Close. And now we should be set up here. Then cancellations. Cancel membership immediately after a subscription is canceled. And now go to incognito, go to membership newbie, check out via PayPal. And now it works. Now we can easily go to this PayPal guest checkout. And what I like to do is set my payment to 1 cent and then have a friend buy through me and see how it works. I trust that more than the sandbox sort of stuff. So let me see where these products work. So set up integrations, PayPal, products, and then edit this to 1 cent. Ooh, ask for shipping address. See what that looks like. Okay, so then membership newbie, sales letter with information, go to PayPal checkout. It's 1 penny. I'll log into a PayPal account here and fill this information in. For some reason, it's not letting me. Try entering the code again. All right. Just had to close and then re-add. And I'm trying to get my... All right. Trying to get my password manager to cooperate. logging in, pay the 1 penny with PayPal, pay now. And I have access. Now I am a new user, and all this is pre-filled in from PayPal. And then make the Robert user, enter the password twice, agree to terms and conditions, and I'm curious, oh, email's already in the database. I'm curious to see when it will prompt me for my address. Submit registration, register. Thanks for joining. So it did not prompt me for my address, but maybe that was part of the, maybe you got it from PayPal, part of the PayPal button. But here we go. Now I'm a member. And so the next thing I'll try is to refund that transaction that I just made. So I'll log into my PayPal account. I need to log into the correct one, or actually, no, I'll refund it from that one that I just paid into. So I'll log in. And I found the transaction I'm looking for. And I'll go to members. And here's some of our test stuff, but here's Robert paid. And we can see if I click on this member, I can see that my address was filled in from PayPal. I can see I'm on this level, and I can get my exact PayPal transaction ID. So we can see here this 80V, and then this thing right here is equivalent to 80V. So that's helpful. We can see my IP address I logged in with and all that good stuff. So what we'll do, without even messing with this user at all, we'll go back to our transaction details. We'll click on issue a refund and see if issuing the refund cuts off access. Click on continue, issue refund, refund complete, and if all went well, this should have cut off this person's access. Give it about 5 seconds to make sure everything catches up, and then we'll check this list of members again. And just as we wanted, Robert paid has now been crossed out with full, canceled on March 28th. And if we go and look here, we can see that, well, it's on level, but it's canceled. So awesome. So that's how we set up Wishlist Member, and it looks like Wishlist Member 3.0 is a lot more intuitive. As you saw, sometimes I know what I wanted to do, but I didn't know where to find it, and I found it pretty easily. And the steps, just for your own personal reference, is to first of all install WordPress, because the plugin has to go somewhere. We install the Wishlist Member plugin, then we create our logged in page, protect it, create a level, create a test member, that way we can see what someone sees. And then the rest is just a matter of navigation. Create that log out page, test logging in, logging out, and you saw that we are able to grant free access to our site by going to setup, finding the level, and linking to that. Or you could enable the classic editor to add the short code to dump the form right in there. Or you can go to setup integrations and choose something like PayPal, create your product, set the price, and then go back to the page and dump that in. And then one final step you can do after you do a test purchase, after you do a test refund, we can always go back to setup, integrations, PayPal, products, and then we said the penny test worked. Now let's edit this and make it the full $97. So a lot less steps, a lot less clicking, a lot of things are more thought through in this new version of Wishlist Member. I recommend you check it out, and if you need help with membership sites, with getting your membership site plan figured out, with creating the content, with selling it, with getting members engaged and re-engaged, check out our course, membershipcube.com. It includes a free copy of Wishlist Member Unlimited Sites licensed in your own name. That's membershipcube.com, membershipcube.com. Robert Plank, membershipcube.com. Get Wishlist Member 3.0, and I'll see you in there. Bye.